before I forget. Too many things to remember. The waiting room, call, recording and everything. Okay, no, I was saying that, what was I saying? That it is said that the signature shows a lot about ourselves, a lot about our personalities, okay? So we are going to listen to an expert in signatures, telling us how to analyze a signature, okay? If we go to the book, it is everything in the book. Page 11, okay? Page 11 of the PDF, page 10 in the book. Here on this page, we have many signatures. And each signature is an example of what this expert is talking about. Have you ever had your signature analyzed?
No, never before.
Okay, I have. You know that last elections, I was, I don't know, a table president. I don't know how to say that, Presidente Mesa, you know? And the person who was my vice president, he looked at my signature and said, do you want me to analyze your signature? Yes, of course. Of course, yes, please do. And he said a lot of things. And I asked him a lot of things. And I have to say that he was very accurate, very accurate. I was really surprised. Oh, Jesus. You see, I have to disable this. Vero, but Vero was already here. What happened to Vero?
Vero has disappeared.
Oh, here she
Oh,
is.
no, it's here.
Sorry?
She's here.
She's here. Hello, Vero. Are you having problems with your connection?
Hello, Miss.
No, here you are. Yes, because you were here and then you disappeared and now you are back.
Yes, I have to reconnect the microphone.
Okay, it happens. It happens, and Valentina is doesn't have any light, so we have to wait for her. Okay, we were talking about analyzing signatures. Okay, let's go direct. Stop talking, Miss Pato, and let's go direct to the thing. Okay, what your signature says about you. Who feels like reading?
Me?
Okay.
What your signature says about you. Your signature is the part of your handwriting that says the most about your personality. It is quite common for your signature to change during your life because it reflects how you develop and evolve as a person. You may have more than one signature, for example, a more formal signature, name and surname, when you sing a credit card or your passport, and an informal signature just for first name, when you sing a birthday card.
Okay, you say sign, okay, sign, not sing, but sign. Yes, yes, and that was one of the questions I asked this guy who analyzed my signature. I asked him, I have had this signature for many years and it never changed. I said, how do you know all this? I wasn't the person you are describing when I was 18. And he said, yes, it did change. You didn't realize, but our signature changes a long time. Oh, and now we read this. Can you go on, please, Karen? Can you finish?
Yes. I'm sorry, ¿te quedó en the last paragraph?
Yes,
okay.
The last short paragraph.
Our signature is very much part of the way in which we present ourselves to the world. So it can give some important clues about the kind of person we are and how we feel about ourselves.
That's it. That's it. Okay, so now we are going to listen to this expert talking, and I want you to take notes. Okay, you know that taking notes is a very useful thing in our lives. No matter what we are doing, if we are attending a course or a meeting at your job or whatever. So let's start with the first question. It is 117. What's in your signature? Okay, we have to complete these notes. Your name reflects, let's say, your private self. So we have to pay attention of what your surname reflects. If you use only initials, either for your first name or your surname, and if there is a space between your name and surname, what do all these characteristics mean? Are you ready to listen and take notes? Okay, there we go.
1.17. What's in your signature?
Our signature is very much part of the way in which we present ourselves to the world, so it can definitely give us some clues about the kind of person we are and how we feel about ourselves. As you know, a person's signature usually consists of a first name and a surname, or an initial and a surname. Your first name represents your private self, how you are with your family, and your surname represents your public self, the way you are at work or school and in your social life. If you use only initials, either for your first name or your surname in your signature, this means that you're more secretive and protective about either your private or public self. Now, look at the space between your name and surname. Are the two names very close together, or is there a reasonable space between them? The more space there is between your name and your surname, the more you wish to keep these two parts of your personality separate.
Okay, so what information did you get? Your name represents your private life, and what does your surname represent?
Public.
Your public
Public.
life, self. He speaks about self. Yes, his public, your public self. You use initials either for your first name or your surname. What is the meaning of that? Did you get it?
About the first name or initial, it represents the family.
Uh-huh.
Whereas, yes, and the surnames represent the social life.
That's it. Yes, very good. But what happens when you use initials for them?
Talk about secret or things private.
Private. Yes, privacy. Yes, yes. Very good, Paula. Yes. He says that if you use initials for your name, it means that you want to be your family life, as Veronica, I think, said, privately and in secret, okay? And the other way around, if you use initials for your surname, it is the public life what you want to keep in secret or private. And of course, if you use initials for everything, you want to keep everything that is private and public life in privacy, in secrecy. Okay, yes. And here it speaks about the space between them. There is a space, sorry, between your name and your surname. What does he say about the space between your name and your surname?
if there are more space, or there is, if there is more space, there is, or no, there are more difference between private and public self.
Okay, okay, yes, something like that. Not exactly difference. Do you want to listen to that part again?
Please.
Yes.
Okay.
And in your social life. If you use only initials, either for your first name or your surname in your signature, this means that you're more secretive and protective about either your private or public self. Now, look at the space between your name and surname. Are the two names very close together, or is there a reasonable space between them? The more space there is between your name and your surname, the more you wish to keep these two parts of your personality separate.
So what does he say?
If you have more space between initial name and surname, that you wish keep more I forgot the word. Keep more private. Sorry.
Yes, you wish to have more separation. You wish to have those two realms of your life separate. Yes, very good, very good. So to sum up, your name represents your private life. Your surname represents your public life. If you use initials for your name, it means that you want to protect your private life and keep it in private. If you use initials for your surname, it means the same, but for the surname. I mean, you want to protect and keep private your public life. And the space between the two of them means the degree of separation you expect for the two parts of your life. So my question is, give me a sec. This is my signature. And in my signature, here is Patricia, Alejandra, Vierna, Saravia. Okay, a very long signature. What can you say so far about my signature?
Miss, I don't get about the space between name and surname. If you want,
well, for example,
more
here,
space.
yes.
If you
for example,
have more
if you
space, you want to keep what your privacy.
If you have, yes, if you have a small space, a small space between your name and your surname, it means that you don't want to have your private life and your public life separated. But the more space they have represents the more the more separation you want between your private and your public life. Because remember that the name represents your private life and the surname represents your, the other way around. Your name, yes, it's okay. Your name, the private life, and your surname, the public life. If they are together, you don't care. But the more they are far from one another, the more space you have between, it means that the more separated you want those two characteristics or private and public life to be separated.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, you really got it, because I think I made a mess, as always.
For
Okay,
example,
great.
this, in your case,
Mhm.
it will be that your private
Private,
private cell is the same that your public life?
okay. Do the others agree with her? Because I don't agree with you.
All the names and surnames together.
Okay, they are all together.
Yes.
There is no
No
separation
space.
there.
No,
No
it's-
space. So
You don't care?
I don't care. Yes, I don't care. It is everything together. Public and private life are together for me. They have the same importance, and they are not separated for me. It is all everything the same. Now look at the name. The name is P for Patricia, A for Alejandra, and then my two surnames complete. I use initials for my name. What is the meaning of that? What is the meaning of that? What did he say about using initials for the name?
Secret and protect means?
That's it. What is it that I want to keep secret and protected?
you are secret about your private self.
That's it. Yes, I really try to protect my private life. Yes, yes. And I have to say that that is true, very much true, very much true. Okay, anything you want to say about my beautiful signature?
Well,
Yes?
interesting.
Yes.
Yes, everybody says that it is interesting. Well, it's my signature. I made it up when I was a teenager, you know. Okay, let's listen to the following part.
And your signature, Miss, is very compleja.
Complex, complicated,
Yes.
complex or complicated. No, I promise it, and I do it very quickly. But
It's difficult
it is
for
true
your
that it may
for
be
your
very
sons.
difficult. Uh-huh.
Do your do
Falsification.
yes para falsificar, sí.
Okay, if you allow me, I'm going to show you. Give me a minute.
I would like to share and analyze my signature, please.
Of course, that is the idea. I was about to say that, but while wait a minute. You said that it would be maybe impossible to fake it. Okay, I'm going to show you that you are not
No.
right. Look, where is it? Wait. Ah, here. Can you see this signature?
Yes.
Yes.
Does it look like similar to my signature?
Yes.
Podría ser. Yes.
Okay, that is my mother's signature, and I have just made it just to show it to you. And that is why my signature is like that, because when I was a teenager, I lived with my grandmother, you know, because my parents were separated, and I had to sign in behalf of my mother. I had to sign my report card. I used to call her. This is true. I used to call her and I said, okay, mom, I have, I don't know, 2 in mathematics, 10 in English, you know, I don't know, 5 in geography. Okay, sign the report card, and I used to sign. It is also true that many times I used to write notes. My daughter couldn't study for the lesson because she was in charge of her grandmother, for example, and I signed it. My mother didn't know that. But it was okay with my mother to sign the report card in, and maybe because of this is that my signature looks very much like hers. I don't know. Are you ready with your signature, Karen? Everybody, write your signature, sign on a piece of paper, and send a photo to the group, and we can analyze it. Come on.
Okay.
This is a lot of fun. I love it. Or is it only me that is having fun?
No, no, no. For,
Okay. Just tell me, please.
Ay, ¿cómo era? Ay, como para mí también, ¿cómo era? ¿Do I?
So do I. Yes, very good.
So do I.
Okay, I'm having fun. So am I. Would be. Yes, yes. Excellent, excellent, Paula.
No sé por qué no mi celular está rebelde.
Okay.
Please wait.
If you need, you can leave the class and then you come in again. You will have to wait for 20 hours until I realize that you are waiting. But sorry, bad joke. Oh, great.
Es que
Paula, is this your signature? No, this is a joke. Look at Paula's signature. No, she is joking. Come on.
No, no.
Look, this is what she has sent.
wow.
Paula. Where's Paula there?
Like a father.
Before I had, el rulo es.
Yes, it is a curve. This is your signature, Karen? Or
I know.
Vero?
Mine.
Okay. Look at this. Okay, I'm going to download them.
Me salió feo.
Oh, it's your signature. Pau, really, is this your signature?
Yes.
Wow.
Um,
Aren't you afraid of losing?
Before I had another signature, but then in my work, I had to signature a lot of documents. And first, my signature was of another, was different, but now it's my signature.
Okay, but here, for example, this expert says that, where is it? That many people, you may have more than one signature. For example, a more formal signature, name and surname, when you sign a credit card or your passport, and an informal signature, just your first name when you sign a birthday card. Do you use this signature for your passport, for example?
No, in my passport, no. Oh, yes, no, yes.
Wow. Okay. You have put it very hard for us to analyze your signature.
Yes.
Too hard.
I think that my signature now is only the trazo, because after I write my name and my surname, but to simplify, I do this signature now.
Okay.
Can you show us the old signature?
Yes, please. Yes, please. And it results that the old signature is very long. I have a colleague that has a 2-story signature. She writes her complete name on top And below the name, she writes the surname. Very crazy. Really, kind of crazy. Okay. I'm fixing the other signatures. Okay, now we can start analyzing. Wait, oh, too many things here. Give me a sec. And here I have the other one.
The Vero,
The long one
Fine.
is, sorry?
Vero,
Yeah. Ah, okay, Vero, good. And Paula, okay, anyway, it's very simple. I don't know why you changed it because it is quite simple. Thank you, Vero. I was waiting for yours. Okay. So, perfect. And here. Okay. So, which one do you want to analyze first?
Paula.
Paula. Okay, of course. Here it is. Okay. Vero has left again, but she's back. Okay, so Paula.
Mm.
Here in Paula's signature, we have only the name.
Yes.
So what can you say about that?
Years ago,
Uh-huh.
I signed with the name and the first letter of my
Initial.
surname.
You say the initial. The
Ah,
initial.
initial. Yes, initial.
Initial of your surname. Uh-huh.
Yes, but never I sing
Signed.
with all my name.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, so girls, come on, let's analyze this. First of all, she signed only with her first name. What does it represent?
All the private life.
Private life. So what is the most important thing in her life?
Private.
Of
No.
course, family, friends,
Her
yes.
family and
Yes, yes, great, yes. That's it, because we have one name here, okay? But we know that you, Paula, you only care about your family and your friends and your private life. You don't care about your public life, okay? Let's go to Karen's. Aha. Karen, can you explain your signature? This is an initial.
Okay, I can't see my signature,
Sorry.
but I can explain.
Yes, of course.
Signature is
Because I had to change here. Wait.
initial name.
Wait.
K. How can I say K, Karen?
K. You say K. Why is
And
it here?
have a space for my surname. I realize.
So here is the K for Karen, right?
Yes.
Okay. And this is your surname?
Just yes.
It's
All
very
right.
funny, your E.
Yes, I love your E. Your E is for Echazu. Yes, Echazu. Okay, so Karen Echazu. Well, I have to say that we have a problem with space here because one is overlapping the other. So it is more interesting because you have first the K and then the E is overlapping the K, you know? So, of course, both are very important. And you keep in secret both because you have only initials for the private and the public life, but public life is more important for you than private life, because this is my interpretation, okay? Because it overlaps, it is over the K of your name. Is that correct? Do you think I'm correct in my guess?
I'm not sure if I get it. I mean, if I only use initial, I want to protect both in my case, private and public life. But
Yes, that's it.
For me, it's more important public life because it's in, ¿cómo se dice primero? Is first?
Over,
No, over.
over, over. Uh-huh. Yes, that's it. Is that correct? Do you feel it is correct?
No.
No.
I think that
okay.
both for me, private
Are-
and public.
Okay. Okay. Okay, maybe this overlapping doesn't mean that one is more important than the other. Okay, so let's go to wait.
I feel pressure
Pressure.
in the pressure in the middle of the surname and name. I'm psychologist, and when I do the test,
Ay, miedo, Pau.
when somebody writes over the same place, it's like pressure or ansiedad.
Anxiety.
Yes, yes.
Anxiety. Is that correct?
No.
I don't know if it's anxiety, but maybe intensity.
Okay, okay. Well, they are very similar.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
How can I say what is the truth? ¿Qué es cierto if you ay, como si vos si encerras tu firma es como que te estás
if you
anulando.
Encerrar. If you enclose your signature, you are, what did
Someone
you say?
told me that a long time ago because I always did that. Now I try
to avoid it.
To avoid that, yes. Por eso me sale la E así.
Maybe is this pressure?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, yes, maybe if you enclose everything, apart from being one over the other, plus enclosing it, too much pressure. Too much pressure. Karen, relax, please, relax, okay? Yes, too much.
Be free, Karen.
Yes. Okay. Okay, let's analyze Veros. It's Veros' turn.
Nice.
It's beautiful. Veronica, your signature is beautiful, really neat, clear, you know, it's, I love it. I love it. And we have Veronica. What's your surname, Vero? Sorry?
Rueda.
Rueda. Okay, yes, quite clear. Yes, Rueda. The R is strange, but anyway, it's beautiful. I like this curve here. I feel it is like a musical note or something like that. Yes, really.
Yes,
okay, girls, what can we say about her name and surname and the space between them?
Vero doesn't have the private life and public life in secret because she didn't use shell.
Yes, very good, very good. Yes,
correct.
There are no space between names and surname. So
there's no space, so they are together.
Yes.
Yes, same important. Yes, it doesn't, she doesn't care about separating her private life from her public life. Do you agree with that analysis, Vera?
Of course.
Oh, thank you.
No.
Good for you, Karen.
Even though
Good for
that
you.
I am a Gemini person, I am a Gemini, my zodiacal horoscope. So I don't have
Horoscope.
to think it.
What sign?
Yes.
It could be
She's
Gemini?
a Gemini.
Ah, an extrovert person.
Very extrovert person.
Mhm.
Yes, very extrovert. Okay, let's go to the second part of the analysis. Wait a minute. And again, I'd like you to go back to the book and take notes. Wait a minute here. Oh, I lost it. But it was 18, I think. 12, 18.
Can you share, please, the book?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
1.18.
Give me a minute.
The size of your signature.
Now let's look at the size of your signature. If your first name is bigger and more prominent in your signature, this normally means that your private self is more important to you than your public self. If your surname is bigger and more prominent, this probably means that your public self is more important to you. If your whole signature is very big compared with the rest of your writing, this normally means that you're quite a self-confident person. Some people actually sign in capital letters, which suggests that they may be big-headed or even arrogant, rather than just self-confident. On the other hand, people who sign their name with a very small signature tend to be insecure and have low self-esteem.
We are going to listen again because Karen wasn't looking at the questions, okay?
I was,
1.18.
but okay.
Sorry. No,
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 nothing.
let's listen again. Or you have all the information. No, yes, no. No, okay. We are going to listen again.
The size of your signature.
Now let's look at the size of your signature. If your first name is bigger and more prominent in your signature, this normally means that your private self is more important to you than your public self.
Okay? If you're in your signature, your first name is bigger and more prominent than your surname, it means that your private life is more important than your public life, right?
If your surname is bigger and more prominent, this probably means that your public self is more important to you.
On the contrary, what does it mean when your surname is bigger than your first name?
That your public life is more important than your private life.
Of course. Yes, that's it. Now let's see what happens if your whole signature is big.
If your whole signature is very big compared with the rest of your writing, this normally means that you're quite a self-confident person. Some people
Self-confident person. Sorry.
will actually sign in capital letters, which suggests that they may be big-headed or even arrogant, rather than just self-confident.
Okay. So if the whole signature is big, what does it mean?
That you are a self-confident person.
A very self-confident person. And if you sign in capital letters, what does it mean?
maybe an arrogant or big-headed.
Big-headed or arrogant person. Too self-confident. Okay. Yes, very good. Yes, an arrogant, maybe an arrogant, not always, but maybe an arrogant or a big-headed, he says. Big-headed. You know what's the meaning of big-headed? I'm going to write it here.
No.
Big-headed is creído. Okay. Big, sorry. Like this, big-headed. Okay, a person who thinks that he is better than other people. Okay, creído, we say creído. Okay, And let's see the last part.
On the other hand, people who sign their name with a very small signature tend to be insecure and have low self-esteem.
Of course, if a big signature means to be self-confident and capital letters means an arrogant or big-headed person, a person whose signature is too small, what does it mean?
Is insecurity and
That's it. Yes, a very insecure person.
shy
maybe a very
person.
shy, yes, shy person. Very good, very good. So we can't compare your signatures to your handwritings, okay? But give me a second. Again, I'm going to share to analyze. Here, Veros. It doesn't look too big. Is it bigger than your normal handwriting, Veronica?
Maybe it could be that my public self is more important than my private one.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh,
Yes.
because you are a kind of show-off person, right? Very extrovert. Okay. What can you say about your signature, Paula? Give me a minute. Here. Where is it? Is it bigger than the other handwriting?
I only write the name, so my private life is the only important.
And what about the size? What about the size? Big, small?
It's smaller than yours.
Yes, right. Okay, so you can say that it is a small. And do you consider yourself an introvert person, a shy person, a person who could have more self-confidence? Do you think you can be a little, how do you say, insecure?
Maybe in some
Aspect?
situation, maybe.
Yes, some situations of life, okay. And what about you, Karen? It's your turn.
I can see that my private life
Yeah.
more important for me than the public life.
Uh-huh. And what about
Because
size?
the size is normal. It's not
It is
too big
normal.
and no too small.
Okay, neither too big nor too small. Okay. Neither.
I think that is depend of what I am singing. Pardon, singing,
Tiny.
signing.
Uh-huh.
If I am signing, I don't know what. How can I say contrato,
A contract.
I,
A contract.
or something? I me desplazo toda.
Yes, you make a very big
Yes.
signature. Here I am, very
Yes,
important.
Karen is
Yes.
here.
Of course, I
Thank
do
you.
the same. I have to say that I do the same. I do the same when it is a contract or something really important. Wow,
Yes.
you know, I become the artist of my signature.
Yes.
Absolutely, yes, 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 yes. I think everybody does the same, don't you, girls? Vero and Paula, don't you do the
Yes.
same?
Yes,
Well,
yes.
you don't do the same, Paula, because that's all. Okay, let's go to the following part. Wait a minute, I'm going to share for Karen. Here, the legibility of your signature. What's the meaning of legibility?
If you can read, what are you saying? Time?
Signing, yes, that's it. Very good. And this is number 19. Mhm.
1.19. The legibility of your signature.
Another important factor is how legible your signature is. In other words, how easy it is to read. A legible signature tends to mean that you're a person with clear ideas and objectives. On the other hand, if your signature is difficult to read, this may imply that you're somebody who doesn't think very clearly and that you may be disorganized or indecisive. It can also mean that you're quite secretive. Generally speaking, the more illegible your signature is, the less assertive you probably are as a person.
Listen again.
1.19.
This is very interesting.
The legibility of your signature.
Another important factor is how legible your signature is. In other words, how easy it is to read. A legible signature tends to mean that you're a person with clear ideas and objectives. On the other hand, if your signature is difficult to read, this may imply that you're somebody who doesn't think very clearly and that you may be disorganized or indecisive.
Okay. So, when it is legible, he says, wait. Okay, there. When it is legible, it means that you are what? What kind of a person?
You have a clear ideas. An organized person. Organized.
Yes, you have your ideas very clear. You are an organized person. You have clear objectives. Okay, Veronica, are you an organized and clear person? Because
I'm
the
organized.
clearest of all, I think, is your signature.
Half and a half, because I am organized person, but at the same time I am decisive.
Indecisive, you say.
Indecisive.
Indecisive. Okay, that's a surprise. Indecisive. Okay. Paula. Okay. If you speak about your long signature, it is very clear. So you may be organized and have clear objectives and everything is beautiful. But if we analyze the other signature,
I'm practical. I'm practical.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
I am como práctica.
Practical, a practical person.
And in the first signature, I'm a practical person.
Excuses, darling. I think you may be a little disorganized. Are you?
I am organized when I want.
Organized.
When I want.
Okay.
In my job, for example, I'm organized, but sometimes in my house, not very organized.
You're my daughter. You're my daughter. It happens the same to me. I'm very organized at work, but at home, Jesus Christ. Yes, really. I'm a disaster at home. And what about you, Karen? Sorry. And what about your objectives? Do you have clear objectives in your mind, Paul?
Yes.
And you, Karen? I think my personal opinion is that your signature is clear, is legible, because you can perfectly identify the K and the E, you know?
Yes, I was saying that maybe you girls can tell me if is my sign is clear or not. But for me, I think or I believe that is clear or legible.
Yes.
And yes, I usually have a first ideas. And I don't know, I don't want to say always, but most of the time, know what I want.
Okay, great, great. Most of the time is more than enough. Many people have no idea what they want. Really, really, really. Vera, do you want to add anything?
No, something that I agree with Karen when she mentioned that it depends on the space when you sign.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, let's go to number 20. This is the last one.
1.20. The angle of your signature.
Finally, I want to say something about the angle of your signature. That's to say whether your signature is horizontal or goes up or goes down on the page. A rising signature, one which goes up, means that you're the kind of person who, when you're faced with problems, will work hard to overcome them. You're a determined person and probably optimistic and ambitious. A descending signature, that is one which goes down, suggests that you're the kind of person who gets disheartened or depressed when you're faced with problems, perhaps because you're not very self-confident. A horizontal signature, one which goes straight across the page, usually indicates a person who is well-balanced and emotionally stable, and someone who is generally satisfied with the way their life is going. But it's worth bearing in mind that the angle of our signature may change at different times of our lives, depending on how we're feeling.
Let's listen again, and I'm going to stop to have a little discussion, okay?
1.20. The angle of your signature.
Finally, I want to say something about the angle of your signature. That's to say whether your signature is horizontal or goes up or goes down on the page. A rising signature, one which goes up, means that you're the kind of person who, when you're faced with problems, will work hard to overcome them. You're a determined person and probably optimistic and ambitious. A descending signature, that is.
Okay, so if we take a look at the signatures, there's no descending signature here. All of them are quite horizontal. Maybe this one, well, the photograph is kind of, so no, yes, it is horizontal, right, Karen?
I was so in all my try to sing, and all
Sign.
of them perdón, I'm sorry, all of
It's
them
okay.
are en pendiente. How can I say that? The
Sorry?
first option,
Goes up.
yes, goes up.
Well, that is good because it means that you are optimistic, that you are determined. Yes, I was looking for that word. Determined, that you are able to overcome any problem. Great, great. Now for the others, I think it is more or less. Yes. Yes, for example, here, Veronica. Veronica is perfect. Veronica, your signature is a poem. Really, your signature is a poem. It's so beautiful. I love it. I love it.
Yes.
Pero
Okay.
do you
I think that another
write
factor
with
that
a rule?
Okay, Paula, yes. What did you want to say?
If Vero, do you write with a rule? It's very
With a ruler.
It's very perfect.
Yes, too perfect. It seems that you use a ruler to sign and to
Basically,
write.
ruler.
Yes. What was it that you
Thank
wanted to
you.
say, Vera?
That it depends also on another factor that is when you are in hurry,
In a
sometimes yes, when you're in a hurry, the signature is not so perfect.
Yes, you're right. Yes,
Depending
the signature
on the time.
can't be that perfect. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, let's go on listening.
Is one which goes down, suggests that you're the kind of person who gets disheartened or depressed when you're faced with problems, perhaps because you're not very self-confident. A horizontal signature, one which goes straight across the page.
Sorry. He uses a very interesting word here. He says disheartened. I'm going to write it down here.
Disheartened.
Disheartened.
Corazón.
Descorazonado.
Ah, well,
That's okay. Disheartened. Descorazonado. So someone who has a descending signature, what characteristics may they have?
It's a
Um,
person depressed when this person have problems.
Yes, they easily get depressed when they have problems. They easily get disheartened. None of us has a descending signature. Great. That's great. And what about the horizontal signature? Let's listen to it.
Usually indicates a person who is well balanced and emotionally stable, and someone who is generally satisfied with the way their life is going. But it's worth bearing in mind that the angle of our signature may change at different times of our lives, depending on how we're feeling.
Okay. Yes,
I agree with
you.
that.
Yes, absolutely. Listen again to this last part.
Stable, and someone who is generally satisfied with the way their life is going. But it's worth...
I love that. Someone who is generally satisfied with the way their life is going. Great. We are all quite satisfied with our lives, right? But
bearing in mind that the angle of our signature may change at different times of our lives, depending on how we're feeling.
And I remember, for example, when I was a teenager, my signature usually was a rising signature. But now that I'm 54, luckily it is more horizontal. And your signatures are mostly quite horizontal. And that is great. Great characteristic, girls. Okay. Did you find it interesting to do this?
Yes.
Yes, very interesting. Okay, I have written some words here: trace, after, before, simplify, overlapping, overcome, disheartened. Okay, we are going to talk about these words and expression next class. Remember, when is our next class?
Tomorrow at
Tomorrow
6 o'clock.
at 6 o'clock. Okay, don't forget. I'm going to send a message to Daniela and Valentina. Okay, thank you very much for attending my class, girls. See you tomorrow.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, girls.